Hello everybody, welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics YouTube channel with me, your host Jade. Today is my buy or sell video. Got 5 new number ones, 1 from last week, and then 4 from this week to talk about, let you know if you should buy or sell. But before we get into today's episode, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well so you never miss out on my nearly daily comic book content. First book in today's episode of Buy or Sell, we have The Dogsitter. Now, as I am doing this, I don't know if I am buying or selling this, but this book is from Ignition Press. It is issue 1, 32 pages for $5. We are introduced to the main character of this series. Her name is Jamie. She works at this plant shop during the day, and she also takes care of dogs, hence the name Dogsitter. While she's there, she gets all these dogs dropped off to her. We meet another one of the main characters. Her name is Patricia, and what they're doing is essentially just dropping dogs off to her. She goes and takes these dogs for a walk. Then she gets home and gets greeted by her own dog. Jamie is a dropout, or not a dropout, but she's taking a hiatus from veterinarian school. She wants to become a vet, but right now she doesn't have the money to afford to keep going to classes, so she's taking a bit of a hiatus. She goes to this party, and it's a veterinarian school party, so these are all people that she went to school with, met through her vet class, and she meets this one guy with a dog face. And she gets told to just let loose, have fun, gets these guys hitting on her, but then she goes back to get another drink, and here comes that dog face guy telling her where their secret stash is, and they basically hit it off, start making out. You find out that this is the dude who is best friends with Joey Wiener. He goes by the Wiener. Kind of funny, but he breaks into them while they're making out in the bathroom, but he doesn't know that it's them. Then they continue making out. If I'm really being honest, this book is going to be a sell. Now, the reason that it's going to be a sell is because I don't know what the story is. Is it going to be a love trying to find out who this person is? Why is the dog sitting important? And overall, why should I care for this Jamie character who doesn't really seem to have a purpose other than just trying to find love, and which is a cool purpose and everything, but also I couldn't get too attached to the character. I don't understand why this other woman is in the main cover. Maybe she's going to be relevant, and then obviously that's the dog face guy from the party. But overall, Dogsitter issue number 1 from Ignition Press is going to be a sell. Next, we have What If Secret Wars. This is issue number 1, 32 pages for $5. This is what if the Ultimate Universe survived the Secret Wars. Now, this is solid. It starts off with Spider-Man going to Ben Urich, and we find out this is in the Ultimate Universe. So you know how Miles made it to the 616 universe at the end of Secret Wars? Well, this is if Peter made it to the Ultimate Universe at the end of Secret Wars. He gets to their universe. He's greeted with Nick Fury, basically telling him he can't go back because they destroyed the portal that enabled them to get to the Secret Wars / Battle World planets, or just the whole incursion stuff. So then Peter decides to join S.H.I.E.L.D. as a Scarlet Spider, takes on that persona because Miles is still the Spider-Man of this universe. And as they continue, they fight this character called Kraken. They try to kill him, or they try to defeat him, and Hulk just kills him himself. That sends Peter down a spiral, being like, why? Why did he do that? His life still mattered. And then he starts coughing up blood, so they take him to Bruce, and Bruce then tells him, yeah, so your universe, the way that you were bitten by a spider, the radiation poisoning, didn't kill you on that universe, but over here, our Earth, it's going to kill you. You have weeks to months to live. And then Peter asks him if he remembers killing that dude, Kraken. He did. Didn't really show any remorse. Anyways, Miles, Kitty Pryde, Iceman, and Johnny Storm all show up to help Peter get back to his home universe. And as they do this, Peter Parker walks through the portal, and he meets the Maker, who is there recreating the universe with the Beyonder and he's basically telling him, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't create your universe. And the other Reed, yeah, I actually killed him. I killed him with a bubble of accelerated time, and then I killed Doom as well. Anyways, he's basically telling him how he just can't recreate the world because the problem with his world, Peter Parker, the original 616, was all the superhumans. A world shouldn't have all that power concentrated in the hands of so few. I used to think power was the way out of the crisis, but it was the crisis all along. And then Kitty Pryde ended up killing Machine Man, which blew up that entire building. And now Peter Parker, we go back to the conversation that he was having with Ben Urich. It's a full wraparound moment. And essentially, the X-Men will help take back the world and make everything good. A solid What Ifs issue. We know these are going to be one-shots. It was good. It had me interested. I was well intrigued the entire time. So What If Secret Wars, I'm going to say it's a buy. Not a bad first What If issue, and I can't wait to read the next ones. I think What If Jessica Jones comes out next week? I'm picking up that one too. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Next, we have Witness Point. This is issue 1, 32 pages for $5. Now, initially, I thought Nathan Fillion was writing this book. Actually, it was just created by him. It is written by Heath Corson. The art is done by Sue Liu. And the colors. Now, we get introduced to this character called Kite. He is the sheriff of a town called... he's a sheriff of a town called... Oh my gosh. Baraboo. In Wisconsin. Or in Illinois, one of the two. Anyways, he shows up. And it's just a regular day. And then... he starts freaking out because everybody's like, oh my gosh, there's this thing going around. Apparently, there's killers and criminals in our cities. And this person keeps telling him about, you don't know how bad this could get for you, for everyone. I'm doing them a favor. Only way you'll haul me out of Witness Point is in a body bag. That's what he tells him. And then literally he's in a body bag. And we learn that this place is called Witness Point because... a deputy marshal puts people that are in witness protection and sends a boatload of them to the city of Baraboo. I keep wanting to call it Barabosa. It's called Baraboo. Anyways, we learn more and more about this city. Just a little small town. Nicknamed is Circus City because the circus is pretty big there. Anyways, we see this large cat, tiger, gets let out and almost kills a couple kids. But luckily, the female who was there at the bar the other night is able to maintain the tiger. Kite is hitting it off with this chick. He's also kind of hitting it off with the U.S. Marshal. Kind of forgot what her name is. It was an interesting story. A good first issue. Really lot of dialogue. Really heavy on the dialogue. Art was all right. This is mainly a story. Not too much about action or really anything going on other than a mystery going on so far. I'm going to give this one more issue. So Witness Point is going to be a buy, hesitantly, as if it's an alright book if the second issue can benefit from a lot of introduction being given in the first issue. You learned so much in the first 10 pages. You know everything about that city. And then the murder happens, and then the reveal of what this city and why it's called Witness Point. And there's still a lot going on, but overall, Witness Point issue 1 is going to be a moderate buy. We'll see how issue 2 goes. Next, we go ahead and have a DC book. This is Clayface Celebrity Dirt issue 1, 32 pages for $4. Now we get started off with the death of one of these characters. Her name is Lorna. Looks like she turned into Clayface or has that done to her. Then we go and see what Clayface has been up to in the time since we've seen him. He's locked up in Arkham Towers in Gotham. Thinks that he's Basil Carlo. He's with a psychiatrist, basically telling him all these different things, telling him how he's actually not Basil Carlo, which is kind of confusing at first. Tells him, well, there's no way to really prove that it's you. Only way that I know it's not you is because Basil Carlo is a movie star. And come to find out, Basil Carlo has been doing all these movies while this Clayface has been in jail. He breaks out of that glass container after the psychiatry visit and takes the life or assumes the body of the security guard and ends up escaping, telling somebody that he's not a Clayface, he is the Clayface. Pretty intriguing, and the art was really, really good in this issue from Fran Galan. And then he finds out that he's not really Basil Karlo, because Basil Karlo is doing all these movies. And obviously it can't be him. So now he needs to find out who he is. Is he dead? Is he Todd? No clue who he is. But then he starts to think, where would I be? I'm not Todd, but I'm definitely not whoever that was either, as in Basil Karlo. So where would I go if I were me? We get a screenshot, or we take a quick trip over to LA where it looks like Basil Karlo is having a good night with this woman, but are his intentions there? And who is this Clayface? I'm pretty sure we all know who it is. Not going to say the name for anybody who doesn't understand all the different Clayfaces, but this was a really good issue. I can't wait for the new Clayface movie, but this issue 1 of Clayface Celebrity Dirt for a 6-issue mini, really good, really starts with a good question, gets you intrigued with the story, gets you to kind of feel for this Clayface character as well, because he doesn't know who he is. He just wants to know who and what his purpose is in life. But I really liked it. Clayface Celebrity Dirt is going to be a buy for me. A very, very good issue 1. So far, it's been the best book that I've read so far in this buy or sell video. The last and final book of today's buy or sell is Dispatch. This is issue 1, 32 pages for $5 from Ignition Press. Now, this book was really, really good. Starts off with the character that we get to know as Morgan Powers. Basically kind of chokeslamming a dog after it was about to attack him. He calms it down with one hand, puts it down, and then he goes into this meeting for people with PTSD or that have been through some serious stuff, trauma. Tells them how he nearly killed them, and it brought him back to his days of the war and how he would kill people back when he was on his tour, his military tour. And then we see that he has continuous PTSD problems. We keep seeing photos of him and this girl, presumably either a former lover of his or a former whoever in his life. Then we see him go to his job where he basically gives out packages, and he has a dispatcher who tells him what routes to take and what to do, a boss. Hence the name Dispatched. And he goes to this one place, this one financial store or office, and it starts getting robbed. And while he is there, the power gets shut off, and he hears these gunshots. Well, turns out somebody's trying to rob this place. Of course, the one day that he goes here and has these 14 different packages to deliver, somebody's trying to rob the place. So he does his thing. He's a former Black Ops agent, and he starts planning on how he's going to get back access to the tower and get everybody out of there safe. He meets these office people, and while he's talking to these office people, one of the robbers breaks down the door and is trying to take command of the place and tell everybody what to do. Well, Morgan Powers, he starts showing off why he was a former Black Ops agent. This was really action-packed towards the end. You got to learn more and more about Morgan Powers, the ex-Black Ops agent, in this issue as it went along. And then the action ramped up, and then you see what the story is going to be. It's essentially going to be Morgan Powers going floor by floor, trying to make sure that everybody makes it out alive while reliving these PTSD moments, while probably having some flashbacks of him and, I'm going to presume, his ex in some form or fashion, whether that's his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, whatever. Could even just be somebody that's died in his life while he was gone. No clue, but Dispatched, issue number 1 is for sure a buy. Ignition Press, still killing it. I know Dogsitter, I said was a sell at the beginning of the episode. It was still solid enough. It probably has a great audience for people that are interested in love stories. For me personally, it just wasn't there. But let me know which of these 5 books y'all are buying or selling, or have you read any of them? And let me know so far what is your favorite book of the new week. But you got to remember to keep reading those comics panel by panel so we can continue having comic book discussions all the time. Have a great rest of y'all's day. I'll see you on Monday, I believe, for my panel by panel comic review.